Do you need a house or do you just need a condo? What are you willing to sacrifice? And I want to go over the benefits of having a condo as your first property and why you should take that route instead of just getting the house that's like $500 over your monthly budget. You're able to get your pre-approval with your lender, your real estate agent, and let's just say you're approved for $600,000. And if you're looking, you're probably able to buy maybe a 3-bedroom house. Let's be real. If you can only afford like maybe $3,000 a month, you probably have to be way under $600,000. You probably have to be looking at properties that are $500,000, which most likely indicates in your area that you would have to buy a condo for your first property. You don't want to overspend and financially be strained on your first property. There's no sense in being house poor. There's just no sense. One of the main benefits of buying your condo first is that you have affordability. In most condo situations, you are on average saving way more money monthly on your mortgage than you would be buying a single family home. Yes, with condos, townhomes, they all have HOAs. Most of them do. HOA is like a separate fee that you pay, but it could be anything from paying for maintenance for your complex, having landscapers pay for the exterior maintenance of your building. It's just basic stuff. Some HOAs cover your water, your gas utilities, but not all of them, right? So the downside, of course, is you do have to pay a separate fee, but if you're buying a property that's $100,000 less in price, you're still gonna be saving money, on average $100 to $300 a month, because your price point is a lot less compared to $600,000. And being able to buy your first property and be under budget is a blessing. And a lot of times people, at first they pass on condos and townhomes because they automatically want to go to a single family home. But then when they start to see that they have limited options and that they're already overspending for a fixer-upper, they start looking at the condos and townhomes and start to see that they could be like $300, $400, $500 under budget. And that's all by just buying a condo for their first property. If you need the space, but you don't really need the house, you can get a lot of nice 3-bedrooms in condos and in townhomes that are gonna be a lot more affordable. So, trying to get that 3-bedroom house, you are realistically only able to afford a 2-bedroom single family home when you could buy a 3-bedroom townhome or condo and be well in budget. The illusion of having a single family home, it's great to have, don't get me wrong, but it's not great to have it as your first home if that single family home is going to put you in debt and you go into foreclosure. You will get a single family home eventually, but if the cards line up for you to get a condo or townhome, it's a lot more affordable in the beginning, and you're gonna thank yourself when you're ready to, let's say, rent out your first condo that you bought. You can use that rental income eventually as income to buy for another property that you will eventually be able to afford. Or you could sell that property that you first bought, the condo that you sacrificed space in, and you'll be able to make maybe $50,000 in profit, $100,000 in profit, and now you really can afford that 3-bedroom single family home. Definitely not by trying to buy it the first time around. If you have a budget and you're trying to find affordability, that's a big benefit. Having a condo, less maintenance. A lot of times when I work with clients, they think they can handle a yard, and a lot of them tell me their biggest regret when buying their first home is the yard maintenance and being responsible for your roof, being responsible for electrical, plumbing, all of it. Everything is your responsibility at this point. There's nothing wrong with having all that responsibility in a single family home, especially, if you earned it. But if you don't have money after you buy your first home, how are you gonna keep a budget for repairs with your single family home, right? This is why having a condo and a townhome is way more effective and beneficial as your first property that you buy. Because when you buy the home and you put that down payment amount, let's say $15,000, $20,000, you have no money left over, and if there's an issue with the roof or the exterior building, the HOA is most likely going to cover that for you. You don't have to worry about that. Now, where you get a single family home, it's a little different. If you got a leak in your roof, then that water gonna be drip, 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 drip all night long until you fix it. No Lionel Richie. I always advocate for single family homes. I'm not trying to say like you don't ever want to buy a single family home. Like I have a single family home here, but I'll tell you straight up, like it's expensive. It's a lot of maintenance. A lot of the homes that you do buy in the States, are older homes, especially if you are buying a single family home and you notice that most of the single family homes are fixer-uppers. Do you really want to buy a single family home just to buy one? When you move in, it's a fixer and you have to do all this work to it. This is a starter home. You always have to think of it that way, at least I do. When you're buying a home, it should never be your first home as the main last home that you purchase. It should always be looked at as a starter home. Eventually, that starter home that you get, it will help you move on to bigger and better things. So you can really be bougie on, a budget, right? Bougie on a budget. There's nothing wrong with that.